Hello, and welcome to Bore Interesting, the place where I attempt to bore you to sleep with information that you may or may not find interesting. Today's topic, dreams, dreaming, the weirdness of dreams. So relax, prepare to drift, hopefully dream. We're gonna look at what dreams are, why they happen, how they confuse us. It's one of humanity's oldest mysteries. Science, psychology, brain improvisation, a general concoction of weird, an amalgamation of what the. Dreams occur mostly in REM sleep, when our eyes are moving rapidly. Rapid eye movement sleep. It's generally the last stage of sleep of 4 stages before that completes a cycle of your sleep. And your eyes are literally moving. If you've ever seen it, it's like they're tweaking out under the eyelids. Your brain is electrically busy. As busy as when you're fully awake. And in fact, your brain is sometimes more active during REM sleep than it is when you're wide awake during the day. Your heart rate increases in REM sleep. Probably because you're excited about what you're dreaming about. Or because your heart rate was lower in the previous stages of sleeping, which makes sense. Your breathing becomes irregular, eyes darting around under your eyelids. Maybe that's checking out the scene around you. I don't know. Your muscles become temporarily paralyzed. That's wild to think that the brain is shutting down your body to a point of paralysis. But it's protective, that paralysis, because otherwise you might actually act out your dreams. You know? No, you can't really fly. Stay in bed. Did you know you spend around 6 years of your life dreaming? Think about that. 6 years. Some people do undergrad in 6 years. But what is a dream? At the simplest level, your brain is combining memories, emotions, sensory fragments, and random neurological noise. It's like a cluttered cabinet of information and files that you're putting away that you forgot to deal with earlier. We often think dreams are just random stories, but they actually occur during a very precise neurological dance. It comes from the brainstem. The REM sleep is triggered from the brainstem, your limbic system. The emotional center becomes becomes really loud. Meanwhile, the prefrontal cortex, which is where your logical brain resides, says, okay, I'm taking off now. My turn to sleep. I guess it's like such a big organization that it's got to take turns resting and being active. So that's why you can have logic in your dream or illogic. Oh, I'm in a grocery store. Hey look, this grocery store's on the moon. And my cat's the president, and I'm blowing out a birthday cake. Did you know people who grew up watching black and white television report more black and white dreams? So that suggests it's delving into your core memories. It's extracting things from your past. Did you know, and I bet you knew this, you cannot read in your dreams. Because much like the logic part in the prefrontal cortex, the language centers of your brain are also taken off. I wonder what they're dreaming about. Now that's some meta stuff right there. Most people dream 3 to 6 times per night and remember none of it. I think the ones that you might remember are the ones you wake up in the middle of, but even those disappear and vanish like poof, unless you immediately write it down. Within 10 minutes of waking up, you forget 80 to 95% of your dreams. For me, it's probably more like 10 seconds. And your brain is actually deleting them. Clearing space. Sometimes we remember dreams because we wake up right in the middle of the REM and we're very emotionally charged in that moment. But again, if you want to remember that or think about it later, you need to write it down or talk it out or record it. Scientists have argued about this for a long time. Basically it means nobody knows. However, some theories. They believe emotional processing is happening where you're helping yourself through some stress. Like if you go to bed worried about overdue bills and your brain says, let's just dream about a jellyfish. Yeah, that makes sense. Another theory, you're consolidating memories. So dreams are storing important memories and deleting unimportant ones. Funny how your unconscious mind gets to do that. What's interesting is if you're in your waking life working on learning new skills like a new language or learning piano, you tend to have more vivid dreams afterwards. I imagine that means that children are having crazy dreams because they're non-stop learning new things. Plus their brains are growing, so who knows what mess is going on in there. A third research, belief, and study is cognitive housekeeping is happening during your dreams. Some scientists think dreams are your brain's version of cleaning up its own room. A messy room. Time to clean it. A fourth belief, study, research is that dreams are simulating threats. And this theory says dreams evolved as a mental rehearsal for danger. A bit more prehistoric, that one. You know, run, something's chasing you. Well, if you're a caveman, that probably happens to you a lot. Maybe we still dream like ancestors did because it's useful to be afraid of stuff. Probably not too much. Another theory is that dreams are just random neural firing. That it's just chaos. And your brain is firing randomly to try and create a story out of it. Just pulling the first thought and going with it, which isn't a bad way to test your creativity. But what do they mean, these dreams, when you have them? And it's not new to study this, because there's evidence that humans have studied dreams for thousands of years. People used to believe dreams were messages from spirits, ancestors, or from the gods. I think people still believe that. But modern science says the meaning is usually emotional and not, mystical. Have you ever had the common dream of your teeth falling out? That, they say, symbolizes anxiety or lack of control. What about falling? They say that is generally connected to stress or sudden relaxation of muscles. Well, those are two different things. Which one do you think is more likely? I think the relaxation of muscles can trigger that dream scene if it happens quickly, like you're falling out of a plane. The first rush of it, because it's so shocking. Now, there's a difference between falling and flying. Did you know? Falling dreams can happen because your muscles relax too quickly and your brain panics, thinks you're dying. Or being chased which is often tied to avoidance. Something you're not addressing in life is chasing you. Have you dreamt you've lost something? That's generally tied to insecurity or being overwhelmed. Did you know? About 33% of people dream about their ex. Usually it doesn't mean they want their ex back. It's just a recycling of old information, old memories. Lucid dreaming is when you become aware of what you're dreaming about inside the dream, and often includes control, more control than any other type of dreaming. It's like you're in a video game and you have the control in your hand, in your brain, plus the cheat codes. You can fly, you can change direction, you can change location, you can talk to other characters, do whatever you want. Join a pack of wolves, cross the street on a red. Lucid dreams can communicate with researchers in real time. Lucid dreamers, I should say, can communicate with researchers in real time by moving their eyes in prearranged patterns. And that's the closest we've ever come to texting from the dream world. Those have to be the people who are well practiced in lucid dreaming, which you can do. You can get better at it. Dreams can be really weird. You can feel paralyzed. You can feel pressure in your chest. You can think there are dark figures in the room, strange sounds, a presence. A lot of that comes from sleep mythology, you could say. Night demons, hags, aliens. But that sleep paralysis often comes with hallucinations, which are across a vast amount of cultures. Like a shadow intruder, it's not something just in, say, a North American culture or Asian. It's across almost everyone. Again, that's probably evolutionary. In dreams, you can incorporate the sounds and lights, I suppose, around you. Like sleeping through your alarm clock, you're just like, oh, well, there goes a fire truck, vroom, vroom, Dalmatians, house is on fire. You hear a dog barking, that's Mount Vesuvius blowing off some lava. I once heard people speaking another language outside my window when there was scaffolding there. That was fun. That just went into my dream. Instead of waking up, I heard some Romanian. Did you know about the Tetris effect? When you do something repetitively, like playing video games, solving puzzles, traveling distances, that enters your dreams. Which makes sense. Tetris players dream in falling blocks. People who ski all day dream they're sliding down slopes. Starbucks people dream of blowing up the building. Did you know there are things called persistent dreamscapes, like your own built-in theme park? When you have a dream city that recurs for you, entirely fictional cities, but you have them reoccur. For decades it happens to some people. You can have the same with objects, animals, people. Speaking of animals, who are excellent sleepers, they dream too. You ever seen a dog kicking or a cat twitching when they're sleeping? It's hilarious. They're sometimes just as simple as them. They're actually running. Cats twitching their whiskers, they might be hunting. Did you know an octopus changes colors while it's dreaming? It may be that they're replaying their own memories or emotions from the day. Rats rehearse maze routes in dream form. Funny that. Didn't know there were many mazes out in the sewer. Their brain patterns match the waking exploration that they're put through in the lab. And that goes to show that dreams aren't, and sleep isn't just for rest, it's for learning. Primarily in the dream phase. But what about nightmares and night terrors? You may still be learning, but it's thoroughly unpleasant. And they're very intense. More intense than regular dreams usually. Most night terrors happen in deep sleep, actually, not REM. And that's a stage earlier, and you generally don't remember those, which is a very uneasy feeling. Did you know nightmares increase when your bedroom is too warm? You're cooking the brain, and the brain's cooking up demons. Cooler, open the window. And even with our science and these researchers researching it up, it's still mostly misunderstood or ununderstood. You know? Why do they feel so real? It's the same region of the brain involved in perception is activated during REM. But why can't we control dream stories then? I mean, lucid dreaming is close, but the prefrontal cortex is basically off duty. So you're missing, employees of the mind who can help. If they're not there, well, you might have an imbalance of logic, creativity. Did you know people sleeping in a new place dream more? That's called first night effect. where the brain stays half alert. Speaking of half alert, there's an area of the brain called the reticular formation. I imagine it's not rectangular, but that's how I remember it. And this part of the brain is quite active when the rest is sleeping, because it is designed, or its job is to notice threats, or something that may be a threat or a concern. And mothers in all species, in most species, have a stronger, bigger reticular formation because they need to be able to hear if anything's wrong with their infant or child during the night. So it's more active than a man's. Have you ever had a dream predict a headache? Migraines have early sensory symptoms that can appear inside dreams. That's weird. Some people dream of flashing lights right before a migraine strikes. That sucks for them. Perhaps, like lucid dreaming, if they practiced that, they couldn't avoid it. Do a matador pass by of the migraine and say, "Nope, missed me, sucker." Did you know, taking short naps, you can enter REM faster than people who don't take short naps? Around 60% of people have had at least one dream where they suddenly realized they were naked in public. I wonder about the other 40% who were. Dreams tend to become more emotional as the night goes on. People who chronically stressed report more recurring dreams than the average person. Freud would have something to say there. During REM sleep, your body temperature control system partially shuts off. So the temperature control system shuts off, just like the paralysis. Interesting. Have you ever had a dream in slow motion? That happens. A funny one. Blurry faces on characters in dreams represent people you barely remember in life, which is ironic because why are you dreaming about them? Those who meditate frequently experience longer and more vivid dreams. Wonder what the connection is there. Let's meditate on it. There's a small percentage of people who dream with a narrator, like an audiobook inside their brain. Stranger than fiction. Eating spicy foods before bed increases the chance of strange dreams. Ándale, ándale. if you sleep on your stomach, you might have more adventurous dreams. Smells rarely occur in dreams, but if they do, it's often tied to very strong memories. A strong olfactory system, you know? I think that goes for regular memories as well, not just dreams. People who binge watch a lot of TV are more likely to dream about fictional characters. If you dream you're thirsty, you probably are. A dream's emotional tone tends to linger in the morning even if you forgot the dream. Well, that makes sense, especially if you had a good dream, but you can't remember it. Then you get frustrated. If you want to remember your dreams better, stay still when you wake up. Jot it down in a piece of paper or a journal. Have less alcohol before bed. You'll remember it better in the morning. That's probably because you're focused on your throbbing brain. Have a little gentle alarm to help you stay calm. And if it's right in your REM's pocket, maybe you'll remember it. Apparently, McCartney said he dreamed the song yesterday, so he must have wrote it down when he woke up. Einstein the same with the theory of relativity concepts, excuse me. That's the theory you're not going to like all your relatives. The structure of the benzene molecule appeared in a dream. How fun dreaming of chemistry. Mary Shelley dreamed Frankenstein's monster. Oh, another fun dream there. Pleasant. And your brain after REM is more likely to come up with creative solutions to problems. So if you're needing to do that for a project, try this. Think of a specific topic before bed. Picture it, write it down, and tell yourself to dream about it. Seems simple enough. Works pretty well. If you had really intense arguments or you're working on hobbies during the day, that'll probably be recurring in the dreams. Even stupid memes you saw on the internet, you might have those wake you up. So, as you drift to sleep, try to remain calm. Know that your dreams, as well as being interesting, might be a little weird, but that's okay. Let your subconscious create something funny, delightful, amusing. But before that, I want to look at the reorganization of the thoughts, emotions, ideas of the brain within a dream. A deeper dive. Go from the 1 meter to the 10 meter. The brain in a dream is reassigning tasks to different areas, different compartments. Like the night crew taking over the office after everyone leaves. What it chooses to turn on, what it chooses to dim. It's like everything happening in the brain is the same as that. For example, the visual cortex. It's like the movie projector of the nighttime. In deep REM sleep, the occipital lobe, aka the visual cortex, becomes highly active. Sometimes even more than when our eyes are open. And that's why some dreams can feel theatrical or even vivid. Your brain directing a movie with infinite imagination and zero budget. The visual cortex is so powerful, God, that during REM, blind people still get this region activated, using spatial and emotional imagery instead of literal pictures. And the limbic system, where emotions run wild during dreams, the amygdala, the hippocampus, and cingulate cortex, they glow like emotional neon lights in the Las Vegas Strip in the 1980s. This is the emotional part of the brain, and it's hyperactive during dreaming. But why? You can feel terrified without knowing why. You fall in love with dream people instantly. You feel embarrassed, heroic, euphoric, devastated. The limbic system doesn't ask permission. It just reacts. Buddha. People in REM sleep often show stronger emotional pulses than while awake, especially fear and desire. Bob Dylan. Your brain sometimes inserts emotions into dreams for no reason. It will decide, okay, tonight we're gonna be sad. Because, yeah, just because. The hippocampus is the memory recycling center. It moderately activates during the night, sorting emotions, sorting memories like a librarian doing the Dewey Decimal System. Nice and slow. Nothing fancy. But this is why dreams often feature people from 5 to 7 days ago in your life. That has a name that's called a dream lag. Old teachers, childhood houses, a co-worker from 3 jobs ago. Your hippocampus is not creative, it's recycling. Reduce, reuse, recycle. You never dream about faces you haven't seen before. Even strangers who walked past you once become cameo appearances in dreams, but not the other way around. But that's weird, because what about all the creativity from the cortexes? Anyway, the motor cortex, planning and possible movement. The motor cortex also activates in REM. It plans running, flying, punching, flailing, escaping the zombies. But your body is still in that REM paralysis. Did you know? The REM paralysis, if it fails, you get REM sleep behavior disorder, where people physically act out their dreams. It's rare but often fascinating. That's a bit like sleepwalking, sleep eating, I suppose. So that paralysis is very important to keep you safe, because you don't want to be taking a mosey out the window from the 8th story, you know? The default mode network. The internal storyteller. Default mode network, the scientists call DMN for short, is the part of the brain that handles imagination, daydreaming, your internal narrative. It stays active throughout sleep. It's the dream director stitching random memories into semi-coherent plots. In other words, not a very good director. Too much acid tripping, you know? But when the DMN and the rational brain unsync from each other, you get dream logic. And that's why you accept impossible physics. You don't question why your childhood dentist is now a space emperor. You forget you have a physical body. The dreaming you accepts anything in the DMN. But there's quiet parts that are acting too, seeking less attention, you know, in the background. The prefrontal cortex. This is reasoning. It's the mature adult in the room, the responsible guy. So he's not there when REM turns on. He goes bye-bye. This is why dream scenarios feel normal, even when they absolutely are not normal. Imagination. But did you know the prefrontal cortex is not quiet during REM? That time sense collapses, which is why 10 seconds of a dream can feel like an hour or a day. So it's allowing a huge, vast open space of the time-space continuum, or nothing at all, you know? Time is what it is in a dream, whatever you want it to be. There's a part of the brain called the dorsolateral prefrontal cortex, and it does awareness and memory dimming. This area handles working memory and reality checking. So when it goes to sleep, when it goes bye-bye, you forget about social rules, principles. You forget about physics. You know, a raccoon in a trench coat is normal. But when that comes back to wake even a little bit, that's the lucid dreaming. So that's the part that practice can connect with, to say, hey, when things get weird, I want to be there. Let me control it. Give me the reins, the remote control. Plug it in. Don't give me the remote control that you give the 3-year-old that's not even doing anything. And why did you know? Lucid dreamers show increased activity here and even communicate with researchers by moving their eyes in pre-agreed patterns. We talked about that before. But this is connected to that part of the brain, the dorsolateral prefrontal cortex. The scientists get the lucid dreamers to activate that on purpose when they fall asleep. Touching in dreams is vague, soft, floaty. Pain is rare. I mean, that makes sense, but then again, we're talking about the super weirdness of dreams, so who knows? Maybe some people do feel pain, physical pain. That number actually is as low as 0.5%. And those 0.5% can also feel realistic taste and touch in dreams. A different part of the brain that handles geometry, the parietal areas, however you say it. In dreams, the geometry becomes chaos. So spatial reasoning weakens. Which is cool if you like art, abstract art. This is why dream environments shift and morph. You know, hallways can stretch, doors that can shrink, staircases that spiral in impossible ways. Some people have reported dream cities that they visit in their dreams repeatedly for years. And almost every dream has at least one impossible event that you don't even question it. But speech in your dreams uses your internal monologue voice, but not your speaking tone. Did you know people who snore a lot dream less? Did you know anxiety increases nightmare frequency by up to 300%? Dogs' dream cycles are shorter. They may even dream every 20 minutes, probably why their lives are 7 times faster. Tetris players dream in falling blocks. That could be kind of annoying. Voices in dreams tend to belong to real people who you've heard before. Babies spend 50% of their sleep dreaming. Very active because their brain's also growing. You know, they're busy. That's why they gotta sleep a lot. It's a lot of work to grow your brain out. The average person dreams about 1,460 dreams per year. And you barely remember any, eh? Here's a stat that contradicts an earlier one. Your brain cannot invent new music in dreams. It just rearranges fragments of songs you know. Well, what do you think of that, Paul McCartney? Here's some dream movies you might like in case you haven't seen them all. Inception. Layered dreams. Quite confusing. Sharing dreams. There's dreams physics. There's dream stealing. Dream architecture, you know? Another movie from 2006 is called Paprika. Very visually overwhelming anime about dream therapy. Apparently this was part of the inspiration for Inception. Probably didn't cost $160 million though. A lot of researchers consider Paprika the most accurate representation of dream logic ever put on screen. That's a compliment. There was Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind in 2004. Little trivia about that. The movie's dream scenes were based on real interviews with people describing memory-fading dreams. In 2001, there was Waking Life. Watched that once, probably won't watch it again. It's not bad, philosophical. 2006 had The Science of Sleep. Dream world meshing into waking life. Horror buffs might like nightmares becoming real in Nightmare on Elm Street, 1984. Spirited Away, also from a while ago. Vanilla Sky. Tom Cruise, Penelope Cruz. Total Recall, there's one. Arnold. The Cell, ooh, disturbing. Sucker Punch, 2011. Mulholland Drive, there were plenty in 2001, I tell ya. Donnie Darko, same year. Many to check out. But for now, I'll let you listen to some of this crackling fire. Get some rest. Dream about raccoons. Maybe practice being lucid. I wish you the best of luck.